recorded live in Jacksonville, Florida. This is Trivial Warfare. More than just a pub quiz, Trivial Warfare is your gateway to a worldwide trivia community. Join your hosts, Jonathan.
We just described Ric Flair as Neanderthal Man and Planet of the Apes.
Carmela.
That would irritate the hell out. I'm like, I just want my groceries. My ice cream is melting.
Ben.
4 halogens in that list? Oh my God.
You're like, it's not the halogens. I'm like, no, Ben, no.
Those damn halogens got me again.
Aaron.
I haven't started cooking more, but I have started thinking about cooking more, so I've looked at a lot of recipes for things. Mostly cocktails.
Zakia.
I'm a very happy evil genius.
Yeah.
And Nick.
For all the listeners out there, if you spend enough money, you can be where I am today.
And the rest of the Trivial Warfare Army for another week of fun and games. Now here's your host, Jonathan Oakes.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Trivial Warfare. We are the podcast that takes the pub quiz out of the pub and brings it home to you. My name is Jonathan, and I am here today with Ben Young. Hello, Ben.
Good morning.
Welcome back to the show. I'm super excited that you're here today.
Thanks. I'm glad to be here, and I'm still rusty, but we'll figure it out.
I love it. Well, Ben, we have some fantastic guests today. First up, I don't know if I should introduce them as individuals or as a couple. It's weird. Not really, though. Rachel Shuman and Kent Buxton are both with us today. Hello, folks.
Hi.
Hello.
So I'm going to... We'll come back to it. But you're here. We're glad you're here. We'll come back to last weekend in a second.
Thank you.
Patrick Barker also joining us today. Hello, Patrick.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Doing great. Welcome to the show. Okay, so I want to get to know each of you a little bit better. Kent and Rachel, I feel like I know you guys really well right now. But Rachel, why don't we start with you? Tell everybody where you're from, what you do, something fun about yourself.
All right. Hi, I am Rachel Shuman. I live in Kensington, Maryland. I have been married to Kent for 1 week today. We just had the most awesome wedding, best day of my life. It was great. And I guess that's something fun. I don't know. It was really awesome. We got to get some really great pictures. I can't wait for more of them to come back. And it was just magical, man. It was great.
It was truly fantastic. You guys threw a great party and a great wedding.
Yeah.
Kent, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
Well, my name's Kent Buxton. I am from Cape Girardeau, Missouri, or close enough to St. Louis, which is where we got married 1 week ago. So I'm now married to Rachel here. Yeah, it was a great time, great party. I'm so happy to see everyone, including, we had one traveling as far as from Scotland, so that was pretty nice.
Yep.
It was really cool. So you guys did the wedding at the City Museum, which is unlike any place that I've ever been in.
Exactly.
What prompted you to do that? So that for you folks listening in St. Louis, the City Museum it's a museum, but it's very interactive. It's made for people who like to climb things and to crawl in tight places and explore. It's very physical.
Yeah. They have an aquarium section and a terrarium section. And one of our friends actually stuck his hand in the water and pulled out the axolotl and touched it, which you're not supposed to do.
What?
That's terrible. Why would they do that? To be fair, it was one of like 9 of them. So there were lots in the tank.
I was expecting multiple other different people that might have been in question here, and no, it was Jonathan.
It was
it was
me.
me.
It was smiling right at you.
It started with petting and then moved on from there.
Wow, as do many things.
Yeah, it was very cool. No, well, we are glad that both of you are here today. It's very exciting. Thank you for joining us. And Patrick, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
Hey, everyone. I'm from Ottawa, Canada. I work in consumer electronics. Something fun about me. Actually, I had something else prepared, but then I found out Ben was going to be here. So I've got a basketball story. So I grew up in Ottawa, which is about 4 hours or so from Toronto. I played basketball pretty high level on some really good teams. And I went to a tournament in Toronto for a weekend. And I played against this kid. This was 2001 or 2000. He was a couple years younger than me. He was about 12 years old at the time. And he dropped like 30 on me, which is really unusual for like a 12-year-old kid. And even more unusual, he was shooting threes. For a 12-year-old, that's tough, right? And then all of a sudden in the tournament, there was like this buzz around and everyone said, oh, Del Curry is here. Del Curry is here. Like, what? Why would Del Curry be here? Oh, his son is playing in this tournament. So, yeah, I played this tournament against Steph Curry, who, when he was 12 years old, dropped like 30 on me, and I've never forgiven him.
Honestly, I'm surprised you didn't go low, man. I'm surprised. Nobody can shoot threes if you take the knees out. No threes with no knees.
Yeah, I didn't think about violence against a 12-year-old at the time.
You're right. That's amazing.
That's a great story.
That's crazy
Wow.
to even think about. But Steph has a litany of people that he's dropped 30 points on from his whole life, apparently.
Yeah, they're not going to get him back, though. I'm coming back. Time's going to tell, I think, who gets remembered for being better at basketball between him and I.
When you play again when you're 50, you've got a shot, right? That's what I'm hearing.
I don't know.
Hilarious.
All right. Well, it's great to have you here, Patrick. We are going to have a fantastic time, and we're going to get it started right now with Warm It Up, Chris.
It's time to warm it up on Trivial Warfare today. And there's only one person who can warm it up for the TW478, and that's Chris. And sometimes Jonathan.
So I will be hosting the Warm It Up, Chris, but it was written by Brian Harris. So thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Brian has had a huge influence over these questions, as you'll hear. He wrote quite a few of them. So I'm very appreciative of all the questions that you sent in. All right. So the category or theme of the Warm It Up, Chris today is Ben murders a TV intro.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a TV intro. I'm going to do as best as I can to say it exactly the way that it goes. And I want you to tell me what show that this intro came from. All right.
Okay.
We're gonna start clockwise, not cockwise. Clockwise from my screen.
Man, that means I go last.
It's like, which direction is clockwise, man?
It's always the right direction. I'll tell you that.
It's forward.
Yeah.
It's always forward.
Curve slightly to the right. We're gonna start with Jonathan.
All right.
So here is your TV intro. Now, this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down.
This is the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
It is. That is correct. I can still sing that all the way through. It's fantastic song, right?
You and your whole generation.
Yes, without a doubt.
Yep.
Rachel, you're next.
Okay.
Here's your intro. In New York City's war on crime, the worst criminal offenders are pursued by the detectives of the Major Case Squad. These are their stories.
Dun dun. So that's Law and Order.
Yep.
Does it need to be more specific, or is that sufficient?
If you know the specific brand, I'll give you cool points.
Major Case, is that Criminal Intent?
It is Criminal Intent.
Wow.
Great job.
Yeah.
Dang. Yep. Bum.
Featuring the mysterious weight gain of Vincent D'Onofrio. Like, they never explain like what happened, but
I mean, sometimes that just happens to people. It does not it's not our business.
Yeah, it's true.
Preemptively preparing for Kingpin, you know.
Yeah.
Is he playing Kingpin?
Oh yeah, he is a very
He did in the Daredevil series.
That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. He's great as Kingpin.
That'll be the second Marvel character he's played in movies.
Which one was first?
So, if you remember the movie Adventures in Babysitting.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
He was mistaken as Thor.
He was Thor.
Yep.
That's right.
Oh,
that's a great movie.
Wow.
He was also the bad guy, bug guy in Men in Black, which is a Marvel comic, I believe. So we get 3 there.
There you go.
Oh. I didn't realize
Trifecta.
that.
That's a fantastic trivia question, just waiting to be plucked by somebody.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick, you're up next. Your TV intro is, gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology.
Oh, a bit before my time. Okay, so that's not RoboCop. It's the other one, right? It's something $1 million man.
Oh, very close. Anyone want to help him?
Something $1 million man, yeah.
6 million. 6 million?
6 million, is that it? Okay.
Yes.
I was going to say 5. I'm only $1 million off.
Yes, $6 million man. Great job.
Why 6?
That was how much it costs.
Oh, okay.
expensive.
I didn't realize how accurate it was to real life.
Back in the late 70s, early 80s, $6 million was a lot. That's way more than $1 million. Come on.
Who was
6 times?
Was it Ted DiBiase who was the $1 million man?
The $1 million man.
Yeah, $1 million man. Yeah.
All right. We're going to round it out with Kent. Here's your TV intro. Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to hear is true. Only the names have been changed to protect the innocent.
I want to say that is one that we've been watching. I hope this is right. I think that's Fargo.
Not Fargo. It's older than that.
I got it.
All right.
Help the man out. He already gets it.
Can you repeat?
It's
Repeat. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, the story you're about to hear is true. Only the names have been changed to protect the innocent.
This is the Just the Facts, ma'am.
No,
Right?
it's just Dragnet.
It is Dragnet. Great job.
Nice.
Top of the order. Jonathan, here's yours. Once upon a time, there were 3 little girls who went to the police academy, but I took them away from all that.
Charlie's Angels.
It is Charlie's Angels. Great job.
Heck yeah.
Rachel, here's yours. Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and this is my job.
Oh, Pushing Daisies?
No, not Pushing Daisies. Anyone want to help her?
Dirtier than that.
Yeah, it's a little dirtier.
Yeah, it's probably filthy, honestly.
Whatever his job is, I think it's pretty dirty.
Is this Dirty Jobs?
It is Dirty Jobs. Great job.
It's a show about Steve Jobs.
Yes. You never knew all those secrets, did you?
Oh, my God. All right. Patrick, here's yours. A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-ho silver.
Giving me the old ones. What is this? Hi-ho silver away. Oh, silver.
He didn't have a crowd.
Yeah. Is this the Lone Ranger? Is that what that is? Is that the Lone Ranger's horse's name is Silver?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I've never seen an episode of that.
Yep. The Lone Ranger. Great job.
You don't need to watch it.
Okay. It wasn't.
It was a guy. He
on my
ranged. He was alone.
Kent, what you are witnessing is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in.
Let's go. Having to get some options. Got Judge Judy, which I don't think it's got a flow. So, People's Court.
It is the People's Court. Great job. Top of the order, Jonathan. Our world is in peril. Gaia, the spirit of Earth, can no longer stand the terrible destruction plaguing our planet.
I didn't watch an episode of what I'm about to guess, but I think it feels right. I'm going Captain Planet.
He is indeed our hero, taking pollution down to 0. It is Captain Planet. Great job.
He I loved his star turn as Don Cheadle later. Oh yeah.
Oh man. The power is mine. Beep. Honestly. All right. Rachel.
Yeah.
Theorizing that one could time travel within his own lifetime, Dr. Samuel Beckett stepped into the
Quantum Leap.
Yes. Great job. All right, Patrick. Like sands through the hourglass, so are the...
I have no clue whatsoever on that one.
This is very old and also very new at the same time.
and
Long running.
The opposite of dirty.
I'm sorry, I don't know this.
Who wants to help him?
I can give you a hand. Like
Okay.
sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
Oh.
My wife was just watching this morning.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's still running.
Still running.
It was 20 years old when I watched a little of it, like in the early 90s.
Mhm.
Like it had a whole history of things back then. I can only imagine.
Yeah, and some of the original cast is still alive. Like there's a couple of members of the original cast that are still making appearances. It's ridiculous.
Is Stefano still on there? He's got to have been killed like 4 times by now.
Well, he died in real life about 5 years ago.
Oh no!
But he's still on the show because they resurrected his soul into somebody else's body. So technically, yes, Stefano is still on the show. The actor is dead. The character still lives.
Oh no!
Amazing.
Wow.
That's because that's how soap operas work.
Yes. Fantastic.
Kent, here's yours. A shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man who does not exist.
Shadowy flight into the world of a man who does not exist.
This show was more about his mode of transportation than the man himself.
Mode of transportation. Okay.
The mode of transportation was far more popular than that. That's what the show was built on.
Yeah. Okay. So let's try Knight Rider.
It is Knight Rider.
Okay.
Great job.
There you go. Didn't sound like it was right for the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah. Or the Love Boat. Or the Love Boat, for that matter. Yeah.
right? Or Airwolf.
Jonathan, here's yours.
Okay.
Your one and only source into the scandalous lives of Manhattan's elite.
Is this Real Housewives of New York?
No, it's somewhat adjacent. It is a sitcom, though.
Okay. Anybody want to give me a clue or shout out an answer?
Mm.
It's not the Jeffersons.
Not Desperate Housewives.
No.
New York elite.
This is
it Succession?
This is Gossip Girl.
Oh.
Wow. No, I never watched any of it. I don't have familiarity.
Rachel, here's yours. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire.
Well, this is if you have a problem and no one else can help, and if you can find them, which means that there's something very mysterious about them. It's probably not Ghostbusters because everybody knows how to get in touch with
them.
them.
Know where to call them.
Yeah. This isn't like Ghost Hunters, right?
Would you like a musical clue?
Yes, I always want a musical clue.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum.
That didn't help me, but I was grooving to it.
I pity the fool.
Is it the
It's the A-Team.
Yeah.
It is the A-Team.
The A-Team.
All right. See, that was a helpful clue. Because Mr. T and A. Mr. T, A-Team. So T and A.
TNA, yes.
Oh,
exactly.
God.
Yeah. That's what it was about.
You put the T and A-Team.
The TNA team. Patrick, here's yours. I made a list of everything bad I've ever done. And one by one, I'm going to make up for all my mistakes.
My name is Earl.
My name is Earl. Great job.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Here's yours, Kent. There are 2 kinds of folk that sit around and think of how to kill people. Psychopaths and mystery writers. I'm the kind that pays better.
Oh, I'm the kind that pays better. Okay. I don't know what this could be, so it's probably not Murder, She Wrote. Oh, maybe. Murder, She Wrote. That sounds fun.
Think chess. Think chess.
Think chess?
Mm-hmm.
It's not the Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, it's not the Queen's Gambit.
Not the Queen's Gambit.
Chess. I don't know what.
He shares a name with the Punisher.
Frank Castle. So Castle. Just Castle.
Castle.
Yeah.
Just Castle. Okay.
Wait, Castle's a mystery writer? Is that that's what that show's
Yeah.
about?
Oh, he's a psychopath.
Oh.
Oh no.
Well, it all starts. The show starts because somebody is copying the murders from his books, so he becomes a consultant, and then falls in love with the spunky police detective running the case, as one does. Yeah,
as one does. Yeah,
as one does. Last round.
Might be
Jonathan, here's yours.
All right.
Now the story of a wealthy family who lost everything and the one son who had no choice but to keep them all together.
Okay. I have a guess. I never watched this show. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Is this Arrested Development?
It is Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Great
job.
It's just Ron Howard, right? I think. Wasn't that it was his voice, right?
That's it. Yeah, it's his show.
No idea.
Yeah, it was. It was Ron
Yeah,
Howard.
no,
It's a great
I
show.
don't know Arrested Development at all. I tell people the only thing I know is that there's always money in the banana stand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's literally the only thing I know about Arrested Development, except for apparently I know enough about the plot to come up with an answer.
There you go.
Do you know about the Never Nudes?
Nope.
You got to learn about the Never Nudes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Golly.
It comes up.
I feel like this is like we're going to like an Illuminati conversation where it's like all these secret things I'm not supposed to know.
Yeah, you must wear
Is
wear jorts under your clothes. That's the rules.
Is there an alternative to where you have the always nudes?
I mean, maybe in the rebooted seasons, I haven't seen those.
Gotcha.
I
Right.
think that's just Fantasy Island.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you're not wrong. All right, Rachel, here's your last one.
Yeah.
This is a story about two sisters, Jessica Tate and Mary Campbell. These are the Tates, and these are the Campbells. And this is
Oh, it's also a very clean one. It's soap.
Soap. Great job.
Yes.
Great job.
Nice. Good pull.
Yeah. That's with Mona before she was Mona on Who's the Boss.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. And Billy Crystal before he was big.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Oh, I loved that show.
Patrick, you want an old one or a newer one?
Definitely a newer one.
Here's your newer one. The following takes place between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m.
What season starts at 7? No, I guess it's 24.
It is 24. Great job.
I was going to try to dial that into a season, but then I remember, no, it just counts up, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And Kent, round us out. You're traveling through another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind.
I don't know, but that could just, is that the Twilight Zone? I hope.
It is the Twilight Zone. Great job.
Good job.
And that was our Warm It Up Chris question of the episode.
All
That's
right.
fun.
Thank you to Brian.
Thank
Brian,
you.
that was awesome. We all really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian.
Learned a lot, actually.
All right, guys. So, a couple of quick things before we get started. I want to remind everybody we're having a big get-together in Denver, Colorado in July 11th through the 14th. We have lots of people from the TWA who are going to be there. We hope to see you there. If you navigate to the Trivial Warfare Army Facebook group and look at the pinned posts, you'll see the event there. You can click on it and express your interest. We would love to see you there. So this is going to be episode number 478. It is going to be Jonathan and Rachel versus Kent and Patrick. Ben is hosting, and it's time to play the game.
Play us. Oh, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. This is Mr. Literature himself, cordially inviting you to the game. This is 6 rounds of trivia goodness. 3 questions per round. Every right answer gets you 10 points. In the middle, we'll take a pause for the cause and ask a midpoint question worth up to 20 juicy points. After round 6, you can wager any or all those points you've been building up and take a shot at the final round. It's a series of theme-based questions we call the Gauntlet. It's just that easy, baby. But this game ain't gonna play itself, players. Let's get it on. Round 1, question 1. Your category is current events. In March 2024, what website disabled access from users in the state of Texas in response to state legislation regarding age verification?
I think we can lock in.
Jonathan and Rachel.
Did you take that long because you wanted to leave a tasteful amount of time in between hearing the question and the answer?
No, it's because iPhone autocorrect is dumb. And it keeps...
No, I mean Kent. Kent.
I have no comment.
Okay. That does make me think you're probably right that Jonathan suggested Pornhub, which makes sense. It makes sense. It's just, you would also think that there was age verification rules in place already, but
I am aware that recently there have been a slate of laws introduced that are requiring age verification on pornography sites. I believe Pornhub is the biggest of those.
Yeah.
So that would be my answer.
That's a great answer and a great argument for it. I back you up. Let's do it.
All right. We're locking it in.
Patrick and Kent.
Yeah, I think it is notable that I believe Pornhub has pulled out of Texas, I believe. And verify it with how? I don't know how. Like, did they just pull it out all together? Right? Yeah, that was the question, right? Yeah. Anyway, it's got to be Pornhub.
Correct answer is Pornhub.
Coming in hot with question number one for the kids.
Yeah, just
for the
God
kids.
Bless it. I'm
For the
going to hear
children.
about this.
Yeah, so I think that the sentiment or the rumor that people think is out there is that Texas banned Pornhub, and it's not true. It's the other way around. Texas is making its age verification laws more strict, and Pornhub disagrees with how Texas is expecting them to execute age verification. So Pornhub is fighting for like a device-based age verification, where Texas, I think, just wants some type of barrier on the site itself to go through that, that's the legal dispute that they're over. So Pornhub is disabling access in order to avoid legal troubles in the state of Texas, which I think is the 8th state that has banned or has restrictions on it.
Wow.
So both teams get the points. Good job. Round one, question two. Your category is Ben wants you to murder a hit.
All right.
Sing any part of this 2011 mega hit. The single sold 10 million copies and was part of the best-selling rock album of the decade. All right, here's your lyrics. My name's Blurryface, and I care what you think. My name's Blurryface, and I care what you think. And I will copy that in the chat.
What's the name of the doggone band? I know it. I've been to a concert. Oh no, my brain ain't awake yet.
Oh, I know who that is.
We're locked in.
Okay. Literally, this is the band that Carmela asked a lyric question about 20 years ago, and I said nobody likes that band. And 2 years after that, I took her to a concert by this band. I cannot remember their name.
No, it's
21 Pilots. Yes, that's the name.
Yeah.
I sent Rachel a chat and said, it's not Stone Temple Pilots, but Pilots is something. And she's like, I don't know anything about this.
You said they did the song Car Radio, which Kent introduced to my children, and they like it.
Yeah.
My name is Mr. Blurryface. No, my name...
Yeah. My name is Blurryface, and I care what you think. It's just like an intro line. Wish I could turn back time to the good old days where the mama sang and dun, 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 dun. That's how it goes. And I think we had to sing the answer, so I'm glad I started singing.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So
you locked in with the answer.
You need the song. Oh, wait. You need this. You need the song.
Sing
I just said
part.
sing any part of it.
Okay. Well, then I'm golden.
All right. So you locking in with that answer?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Patrick and Kent.
Oh man, Jonathan just way into it because that should count, even though he didn't hit the title. But wish I could turn back time to the good old days when our mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
Stressed out. That's
and I screwed up whatever. But
no,
it's okay. Yeah,
this is called murdering a hit. So both of
it's
you
called
are
murdering.
highly
Yeah,
successful.
I definitely murdered it.
Yeah, you're highly successful.
But I was really wanting a music question because Jonathan, you didn't get to sing karaoke, so we really needed something there.
Brutal. It was brutal.
It was so
we were at karaoke on Saturday night in St. Louis, and I put a song in. I was excited. It was the first time I was going to sing this song in karaoke, and I was going to give it a try. And the song didn't come up. And so it was like, okay, well, let's try it again. And I went in and I kind of skipped it back up the front so somebody else sang. And then I came back up and it also did not work. So I was like, well, screw this. I'm pissed off. Now I'm going to go put another song in and put it right up to the front. So another person sang. And then I got up again. And this was freaking Plush by Stone Temple Pilots was the last song. Was like, okay, this is in here. And it didn't come up and skipped to the next song again. I'm like, well, because I am out.
Computer
I'm out.
Totally had it out for him.
Yeah. But you became the unofficial MC of karaoke, and it was very nice.
Yeah, I was up there more than anybody that night.
Introducing others.
That's amazing. Yeah, I included the flavor text mostly because I wanted to make make it a little bit easier for you to get the answer, but also to defend my definition of mega hit because it's only reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Oh,
well.
Figured, if it sells 10 million copies, it's a mega hit.
Yeah. It was there for a long time. It was on the charts for a long time.
I support that.
You know I don't.
Yeah, we know, Jonathan. We know. All right.
The album was a mega hit.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yep. 10 million people disagree. Your last question of the round, it comes to us from Kylie Diggs.
Thank you, Kylie.
And your category is games. In the closing minutes of the 1981 NFC Championship, with his team down by 6, San Francisco quarterback Joe Montana engineered an 83-yard drive that culminated in a touchdown with the infamous play known as the catch. Who was the receiver of that last pass?
I've got toots, Rachel.
That's it. I can tell. Lock in.
All right.
Totally lock in.
Patrick and Kent.
Okay. Well, this is way before my time. 1981, Joe Montana. This, I think, is too early for Jerry Rice. I think I want to say he was a little bit later than 81 because he played he played at least until the late 90s, possibly even early 2000s. I can't really remember.
Yeah, I know this. I've watched the video a million times.
Okay.
It was, way before I was born, and I didn't start paying attention to football until I started playing fantasy probably 12, 15 years ago.
Oh, man.
But this is somewhere in my head.
Yeah.
This is painful. I know it.
Yeah.
And there's a scene, or there's a whole episode of Scrubs as well that I remember that.
Oh.
They talk about the catch. There's a patient and he won't stop talking about the catch. And
God, you're right. I forgot about that.
Wow.
He mentions it over and over. Like, it's in my head somewhere.
I can't really think of anyone. So again, I guess we could just say Jerry Rice. I just don't think that is at all right.
Again, it's way before my time. I feel like Jerry Rice was later than that, wasn't he?
He was definitely.
I thought Jerry Rice was
a little bit, not by much.
90s, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. He was definitely playing in the 90s, and he played.
And how long's their career of a wide receiver?
I would not expect him to be there in 81. So yeah, I got nothing. So do you have any names that are sticking out at all?
No, so I don't have a way to work into this because
no.
It's either I'm gonna remember basically this episode of Scrubs or I'm not.
Got about a minute left.
Okay.
I think it might have been a tight end actually.
It could have been
that caught it. From the video, it was a really big guy, wasn't it?
I don't remember the tight end around that time. I don't know. The only thing I got is you could just say Marcus Allen, but I just don't think that's right. And I think he was probably also a little bit later than 81, maybe not.
Yeah.
Let's just say Marcus Allen.
I'm not going to come up with it. That's fine with me.
Okay, cool. Marcus Allen.
All right. Jonathan and Rachel?
Jonathan's got it. I'm just riding his coattails here.
I forgot about the Scrubs episode. You're right about that. But yeah, so you see it was a tight end. You see him running across the back of the end zone and jumping up and high pointing the ball over the head of I think Dallas defender on the play. And his last name is Clark. I think it's Dwight Clark, but we're just saying Clark.
All right. This is one of the great iconic one of the greatest plays in NFL playoff history. Montana's being rushed by 3 guys. He fades back on near the right sideline. The tight end, Dwight Clark, reaches up in the end zone and is called the catch. And it is Dwight Clark. Great job.
Yeah, this is great. I don't have to do anything. I just get to luxuriate while Jonathan does all the work. This game's going my way.
I'm upset. I'm upset on that one.
I was a huge Montana fan growing up in the 80s. That was not my favorite story of Joe Montana comebacks. It came 8 years later in the Super Bowl. 49ers are down. They're driving against the Bengals. They're getting ready to start a drive against the Bengals to win the game. And as they're huddling to come onto the field, Joe Montana looks up in the stands and was like, "Is that John Candy?" True story. As they're running out to call the first play, he's like, "That's John Candy." The man, when they say he was Cool Joe, that's what they mean. The dude felt no pressure at all.
I love that then he went on to beat the Bengals in that playoff game while paying attention to who was in the crowd.
Yes.
And Scott, I'm sorry.
We apologize, Scott. We know that was a painful moment for you from your childhood. All right. After the first round, Jonathan and Rachel have a perfect score. They have 30. Kent and Patrick have 20. And your round 2 is going to start with a question in geography.
All right, Rachel, I need your help.
Yep.
What cities are the other 2 unofficial vertices that form the Bermuda Triangle? So I'm obviously not looking for Bermuda.
Cities, not countries?
Cities, yes.
Yeah, let's lock in.
All right, we're good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, we were almost Patrick says, I don't think these lyrics are in Kokomo, which, I mean, that would have been very helpful if we could just walk Kokomo our way to this.
Yeah, that's my in for, a lot of these types of questions.
Bermuda, Bahamas. Well, I think Bahamas might. So where are we anchored? Yeah, Nassau, Bahamas seems reasonable. The problem is, I don't actually remember exactly where Bermuda is, but that would be very helpful, I think. Although I don't really remember the geography of the area super well. I remember that when we were in Puerto Rico, whenever we were there, I want to say San Juan is on it's further east than you think, and it could actually be one of the vertices. So basically, what we were left with is well, I don't think it's Havana or anything to the right directly below Florida. It's not probably Miami because we don't.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, are that many people getting lost off
probably.
Of Miami Beach?
Honestly, probably, but
okay.
But probably not. So, but we honed in on San Juan and Nassau. So let's go. We're gonna lock in with San Juan, Puerto Rico, and Nassau.
Rachel and Jonathan.
So Rachel, I went on a cruise for the first time in my life this year. I was back in January, and we went to Nassau, Bahamas. So, of course, I studied up on none of this. Has no relevance to why I think that. I as a kid, I was fascinated with the Bermuda Triangle, and I remember being very surprised looking at a map and seeing the triangle drawn, and for part of it to be touching mainland United States.
No.
Just absolutely stunned by that. And so the one piece of this that I'm extremely confident in is Miami, Florida.
Yep.
That is the far left side, and I think it goes east and north and east and south from there.
Yeah.
So then the rest of the debate was just what's the island?
Right.
What's the city?
And Nassau does make sense proximity wise.
Yeah, it seemed like it was in the right place.
Yeah.
So we said Miami and Nassau.
10 points to Ravenclaw.
Oh no.
Oh.
I think we dodged the bullet there, Kent.
Yeah.
So the two unofficial vertices that form the Bermuda Triangle, other than Bermuda, are Miami, Florida, and San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Oh no.
Golly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, didn't know that part.
What would be interesting is if the four of you were on a team and this question came up, how vigorous would the fight be? These are questions that Ben asked himself.
I think we would have. Jonathan was very confident in Miami. I think we would have gotten to Miami. I would have been like, I don't know. I don't know.
I think that there are enough of us who separately came up with Nassau that we probably would have gone with it.
I think we would have boofed that.
Wah, wah. Not next time we won't.
Yeah. But I was vaguely confident about San Juan. I mean, because I was like, I feel like I learned that when we were there. I feel like I was like, oh, this is I had no idea that this is part of the Bermuda Triangle, but I could just be making that up.
Hey.
The Bahamas are significantly closer to the mainland United States than what a lot of people think they are. It's like 30 miles or so off the coast. So that would have to be a pretty skinny triangle, right?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Round two, question two. Your category is, speaking of Bermuda, the nation of Bermuda lies nearly due east from what city, the largest in its state? And for clarification, I am looking for a U.S. city.
What? Oh.
Wow, that autocorrect is epic.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I'm so mad.
But aren't those all in a row? All of those.
Yep, you're right.
Right there in a line.
Yeah, we'll just go ahead and lock in non-confidently.
Rachel and Jonathan got about 1 minute.
So I'm going to summarize really quick. Anytime somebody uses the biggest city in their state thing, my ears immediately go to Jacksonville because it's not well known from people other than trivia people that it's the biggest city in their state. I literally just made the argument that Miami had Miami, east of Miami, east north was one piece of the triangle, and east south was another piece of the triangle. The triangle ain't big enough to get to Atlanta, so due east of northeast from Miami, the biggest city is going to be Jacksonville. Rachel pointed out, would Ben ask a question where there's 2 Florida things in a row? My experience with Trivial Warfare hosts is that if I make a decision based on that, I will be wrong. They don't typically avoid doing 2 questions in a row on the same topic. But you suggested New Orleans and Houston.
Yes, because they're both.
And they're all on I-10. They're all in a straight line.
Yeah. So,
I would say that Jacksonville's due east of New Orleans, not Bermuda. So I'm leaning towards Jacksonville.
All right. Let's, I'm going to go with your instincts on this one because I don't actually know.
All right.
My first guess was New Orleans, which kept becoming New Ireland in my stupid phone.
It was crazy.
I'm like a cute. I give up. Technology sucks.
All right. So we're going to say Jacksonville, and hopefully I don't bite it on this one.
Okay. Let's say Jacksonville.
Okay. Patrick and Kent.
Well, our triangle's a lot bigger. Jacksonville does make sense as far as, it's like, okay, that actually seems like a decent sized triangle. Ours is going to be a little bit larger and might be just too large because we said Charleston.
We went way farther north.
We went Charleston. We skipped over Atlanta even, we were like, well, I mean, Atlanta, that could, I don't know. So we debated between Charleston and Atlanta, but Jacksonville sounds just as reasonable, honestly. So anyway, we're locked in with Charleston.
So the nation of Bermuda, if you just fly due west from Bermuda, you will fly almost directly over Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Rachel, it didn't even come up. We didn't even talk about it.
We didn't even think it could be that far north. That's just no.
I
mean,
big ass triangle.
I really thought I'd talked you out of Atlanta there, and
that was good. You
going
did
way farther north.
Yeah, you did. You did.
And what's interesting though is, Jacksonville and New Orleans and Houston are all a straight line, so all of them would be due west of Bermuda. So all of them could then be correct answers if they were correct, which apparently they're not.
That's part of what led us there was.
Wait,
would you write a question like if it wasn't
like there is a highway?
Houston's not a direct, isn't it? Is it?
It
goes southwest.
It is.
Right?
Highway 10 does go straight. It's a straight line between New Orleans and Houston.
Yeah, I've lived in Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Florida, Mobile, Alabama, and Houston, Texas, and it's almost an exact straight line across all 4 of those.
Wow.
And New Orleans is on that same line.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Maybe that would have been a clue for us to eliminate all of those, Rachel.
Indeed.
Because they were all possibly right. Maybe that's what we should have said. Well, they're all right, so maybe that's not right.
Maybe we should sharpen our critical thinking skills here.
Yeah,
I'll work on that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can only
Or at
get
least
so
our
sharp
triangle
when it's
skills.
geography, right? Because if you have a misunderstanding about the geography, it doesn't matter how sharp the pencil is, right? All right. So your last question around comes to us from David Abalafia.
Oh,
thank you, David.
Category is food and love.
Oh, yeah.
The spelling of what popular mint-flavored chocolates was changed because the treat's inventor realized that men were less likely to give their wives and girlfriends chocolate if it had another man's name on it.
I think we can lock in with that.
All right, let's do it.
All right, we're locked in.
Okay. Our debate thus far has been, well, there's junior mints, but that doesn't really seem like they would have needed to change.
Well, I don't think they did change the spelling.
Yeah. Also, yeah. It's like, what would you change it from?
Yeah, no.
The only other thing that I think of is like, well, what if originally they were Andes mints, like ANDY''S, and then they're like, no, that's not going to sell. Let's change it to the mountains. Mountains are cool,
Yeah.
So let's just do Andes.
Mountains, they seem fresh and minty.
Yeah, fresh, but not going to get fresh, So
yeah.
So I think we'll go ahead and lock in with Andes and hope that's what happened.
Yeah.
Jonathan and Rachel?
Well, first off, when you said that the subject was food and love, I immediately texted, I hope it's chocolate. I love chocolate. So I was pleased. Our first guess also right away was Andes because it's a very yummy mint chocolate treat, and Andy, ANDY versus Andes, ANDES. It fits perfectly. we kind of went through a few other possibilities and discounted them all for not fitting the clue one way or another, and locked in with that.
Yeah, reading your chats, by far, I think my favorite guess was Rorero Rocher. That was like
it was Scooby-Doo voice.
Those are Scooby snacks, high-end Scooby snacks.
Very high-end Scooby snacks, which Mrs. Literature does not like, by the way. I found that out by buying her a box of them for Valentine's Day, and they remain uneaten.
Whoopsie!
You can send them my way.
Yeah, well, they're long gone. Oh yeah, I batted clean up in that.
Like, they remained uneaten until I learned the truth, and then they became eaten.
Yes. So yes, great job. It is Andy's Candies.
Wow.
So yeah, the founder was Andy Canelos. That was his name. And of course, he wanted to name them after himself, but they realized, maybe this is not such a great gift for a man to give a woman something that's got Andes on it. It's like, what you trying to say? And that's when he changed it to the homonym. Am I using that correctly?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
homophone.
Yes, that's the correct word. Thank you.
Well, it sounds the same as homophone. Homonym is it's the same name, so I think that both work.
I don't
think so. Homonym would be spelled the same.
I don't know.
I like the idea of saying, "Hey, have you tried Andy's mints? They're delicious." It's like, who's Andy?
Right, exactly. Why are you giving me his mints?
But it didn't hurt Whitman.
Well, I mean,
Whitman's mints. People like Whitman.
Yeah, they're not minty. They're not exclusively. In fact,
you're right. They're not mints. I just mean in terms of giving people chocolate with names on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So at the end of the second round, both teams are tied. It is 40-40.
Okay.
Whew, got one back there. The Bermuda.
Indeed, you did. So the order of these are not ideal, but I'm going to go with it anyway. Round 3, question 1 comes to us from Catherine Birkenbach.
Cool.
Thank you, Catherine.
Category is geography again.
Geography.
Canadian geography this time, right?
Sure.
We wish.
It's close-ish, within 500 miles, as Ben would say. Bohemia is a historical region located in what present-day country? And for the record, I did say Bohemia and not Bohica. Shout out to Chris Hollister.
And shout out to Rachel because
meow meow.
Oh, she's got meow meows.
She's got meow meows. We're locked in.
Okay, Patrick and Kent.
So
do you have knowledge about this?
Yeah,
is it just for the pun?
Oh, the pun is you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. And
so great. That is so great.
So I'm pretty sure it is the Czech Republic. So that's I don't really have another good option. I mean, to me, Bohemia is just that it's Czech. So I could be brain farting majorly, but I don't think so. So
yeah,
I think
something. I mean, in the back of my head said maybe Germany, but
Bavaria.
I have no confidence in either.
Bavaria. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is Czech Republic. So
okay, I'm not confident in either, and I may have been thinking of Bavaria. So
let's just go ahead and lock in.
Okay, sounds great.
All right, Jonathan and Rachel.
Rachel, before you give the correct answer, I'd like to point out that we need a Beach Boys song about Europe, right? Like
a Kokomo for Europe?
Bohemia, come on, Luxembourg, Lithuania, Latveria. We need some songs to help us with these things.
And I need a We Didn't Start the Fire every year. So I really know what's going on.
Right.
I know. Oh, there's so many fires.
Rachel, go ahead.
No, all I'm going to say is I had a very similar question come up in the past couple of months, and I thought of Bavaria and immediately answered Germany and was wrong. And that's why I'm not going to make that mistake again. That Bohemia, I know, is it's Czech. It's in the Czech Republic. So that's my whole story.
And you're sticking to it.
So you're saying you checked yourself?
I already wrecked myself the once.
She checked herself after she wrecked herself. All right. Great job. It is indeed the Czech Republic.
What is the difference between the Czech Republic and Czechia? Are they the same?
They're the same.
Yeah, they're the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really stopped paying attention to Eastern European geography after high school when it was still Czechoslovakia. Like, I still can't get my brain wrapped around all the new names, right? So, and it's my fault. I'm not saying that people should adopt my incorrect geography. I'm just saying that I am ignorant of it.
I love the word the new names.
Of like
The new 30, yeah.
No, the new old names.
Okay.
Round 3, question 2. Your category is I, for one, welcome our new computer overlords.
Okay.
The category name is a now famous subtext from Ken Jennings en route to a drubbing by IBM's Watson during Final Jeopardy in 2011. What 19th century author was the subject of Ken's correct response? I will paste it in the chat. That's a lot of words. So I'm looking for an author.
Oh,
yeah.
My bad.
So I want to clarify a little bit. So the subtext was what he wrote underneath his correct answer. His question, because this is Jeopardy, right? His response to the Final Jeopardy answer is the name of an author. So I want to know the name of that author.
Yeah, Rachel, I was just getting there in my mind too. I agree.
Okay.
Yep.
I
was just made the connection in the same way you did at the same time. Let's go with that.
Okay. All right. We'll lock in then.
Patrick and Kent.
So I've definitely heard this before.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the game itself because I definitely watched that game.
I've seen the video before. I think so. You mentioned Lovelace,
right? Well, yeah, because that would fit sort of thematically. I don't know if it has anything to do with it whatsoever, but that was Lord Byron's daughter.
Yeah.
I thought I remembered this being Lord Byron, but I honestly could be just making it up, and it could be anyone from the 19th century. I don't necessarily think it needs to be like Jules Verne or H.G. Wells, and H.G. Wells operated somewhat in the 20th century as well.
Yeah, at first I was reading it kind of weird and thought it was suggesting it was a sci-fi writer, but
yeah,
it's reading it again, that isn't necessarily true. I think so for whatever reason, I have no confidence in this whatsoever. From remembering the video of it, I don't know. Lovelace does sound
right, but she wasn't the author though, because she was the scientist's daughter. Who did initial computer programming.
Oh, okay.
Which is
definitely
really
not
cool. So, but I think I want to say I think Lord Byron would. I think that might be it. So that's all I got. That's all I got. It could be Keats. It could be Hugo. It could be any.
Yeah.
Mary Shelley, Jane Austen, whatever, 19th century. But Lord Byron is what I would stick with.
Okay, I can't remember.
Not confidently.
All right, Rachel and Jonathan.
They started where I started, right? I was thinking like Shelley, Byron, that kind of stuff. But then Rachel, you clued in just a second before I did here.
Like, oh, Watson, which connects to Sherlock Holmes, which would be Arthur Conan Doyle. He did write at the end of the 19th century, so. That was the only connection we could make that made any sense. Otherwise, we're just stabbing in the dark here, like listing names.
Kind of like Moriarty.
So yeah.
So you're locking in with
Doyle.
We locked in with Doyle.
All right. 10 points, Ravenclaw. Ken Jennings' subtext response was in response to him getting his beep kicked by the computer. Yeah. It was completely unrelated to the actual answer. The answer that I'm looking for was Bram Stoker. That was the correct answer to the question that was asked in Final Jeopardy. The subtext was completely unrelated to the actual answer.
Yeah, we figured that. That's why we did our subtext based on who was kicking it.
Yeah,
Watson.
No, that made sense. Trying to make something that wasn't there.
Huh.
Your last question for the midpoint comes to us from Andrew Hashider, and I apologize if I mispronounced that.
Thank you, Andrew.
Category of sports. At the 1994 Winter Olympics, and let's say that again.
The Winter Polemics.
Winter Polenta. Is that like verbal autocorrect? Like my mouth autocorrected my brain?
Maybe you're hungry.
I don't know. At the 1994 Winter Olympics in Lillehammer, Nancy Kerrigan won silver in ladies singles, which was obviously figure skating. Who won the gold medal?
Locked in. Or meow meows. Meow meow meow.
Whoa, Rachel's man. There's cats everywhere. All right, Patrick and Kent, you can talk it out.
Wait.
No, wait.
She can't just say that without a conversation.
No.
Don't talk it out yet. Sorry.
You're sure.
I remember.
All right. You got it. We'll lock in.
All right. Sorry for the premature mood.
No, I'm sorry. If anybody was premature, it was me.
Oh, it's all right. It's okay. All right. Now, Patrick and Kent, you can talk it out.
Oh gosh. Okay. So Nancy Kerrigan, 1994. I can tell you who it's not.
It's not Tanya Harding, is what you're saying.
It's not. Definitely not.
Who's just another figure skater from that time? 90s figure skater, Oksana
Bayul. I think it might be Oksana Bayul. The other option. When was Christy Yamaguchi? Was she later?
I think that was later.
A little bit later, but not that much later. That might have been 98. Because then the next generation or the.
So I'm only saying Oksana Bayul. Like, I don't remember this. I was 7.
Right. I was also 7. Oh,
I'm
cool.
only saying that because of context. Like, Yamaguchi, I remember watching compete.
Yeah. So it's like Christy Yamaguchi, and then Michelle Kwan and Lipinski, and then so 94. I think that is that's the only thing I can think of is Oksana Bayul. So that's what I would go with.
Okay.
All right. Jonathan and Rachel.
So I was a 12-year-old girl during this Olympics, which is like the prime audience for Olympic ice skating in 1994. So I remember it very well. And yeah, that was the Nancy Kerrigan, Tanya Harding scandal where she tried to break Nancy's knee and everybody thought Nancy would get gold and she got silver. And instead, the scrappy little Russian orphan came in with this crazy move where she bent sideways and grabbed her leg behind her and made like a circle with her body and spun around. Like it's not humanly like the blade of her skate was like at her skull. It was crazy. It was Oksana Bayul.
All right. Correct answer is indeed Oksana Bayul. Great job.
I think I'm even mixing up Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding. Like, I don't even.
Oh,
yeah.
Tanya's the bad guy.
Okay.
She was troubled. She was deeply troubled.
Yeah, the 30 for 30 on that is very interesting.
Yeah.
It is probably the best possible documentary you could do without having any direct appearances from Nancy. Nancy did not participate in the documentary at all, but it really encapsulated. I think they did a great job encapsulating all the circumstances around what happened.
They did a 1 hour mini movie on Comedy Central starring Tina Yothers from Family Ties, the youngest daughter.
Mm-hmm.
That was also a source of information.
Yeah, I was going to say, how much do you really trust Comedy Central getting the facts right?
Yeah, let's not disrespect Tina Yothers either.
No, I don't. But that was from the perspective of Tanya was innocent. That was what the...
Oh.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, to this day, she still professes like her innocence and all of that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, she's like, look, I didn't hold the crowbar. I'm innocent.
Yeah.
So, hey, it's whatever.
Whatever.
At the end of the third round, we have a tie score. It is 60-60.
This is a pretty good game right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, I'm way too heavy-handed with this. I just realized as I'm looking at these categories, I was way too heavy-handed in one direction.
Oh.
Is
it geography or sports?
It is geography again.
All right.
Canadian geography.
Those are the two categories we've chosen from, with the exception of music so far.
So this yet another geography question came from Will Gilbert.
Oh
no.
Of all people ask a question, he probably learned this with Kent and Rachel.
Yeah, I do not blame the people who submitted the questions. I blame the person assembling it for not auditing the density of the categories. But I also love geography, which is probably why it slipped under my radar.
That's fair.
So here's your yet another geography question. I have a list of 4 world capitals that are not the most populous cities in their countries. For 5 points each, I want you to name the most populous city in the country. So for example, if I give you Washington, D.C., I want you to return New York City.
Okay.
Everybody got it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Here are your 4 world capitals. Bern, Bern, Rabat, Rabat, Pretoria, and Islamabad. And I will paste those in the chat.
Ben, inherent in the wording of the question, the answers that we are giving are not capitals, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Oh.
Yep, that's why I asked.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why those are seared into my head, but I am 100% confident in those three things that I just said.
Okay.
Okay, I like that. Okay, reluctant.
All right, Jonathan and Rachel.
Okay.
So right now we're talking about Bern, Switzerland, deciding Zurich or Geneva.
So I was saying that I know Zurich is the financial center.
Yes.
I don't know how big Geneva is at all. I know it's well known, and we have the Geneva Conventions, so it's probably not small, but I have no idea relative size there.
Honestly, it's a coin flip for me between the two as well.
Okay.
My gut says Geneva, but my gut has proven me wrong so many times that I can't even trust it. Rabat, Morocco, I think we got to look at Marrakesh is likely.
That seems like the most likely.
Like,
I think
there's some
that's the
others
city that we associate with it.
I don't think it's Fez, and I don't think it's Casablanca.
I don't think so either.
So I would go with Marrakesh.
On the third one, I asked for sure, is the answer a capital? Because that eliminates, Pretoria was the one we were giving, that also eliminates Johannesburg and Bloemfontein because they are both capitals. There's three capitals in South Africa.
Yeah.
So if you want the biggest city and it's not a capital, it has to be Cape Town.
I actually thought Cape Town was one of the capitals, but I'm probably mistaken.
No, I know that it's not.
And we both know Cape Town's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I feel comfortable with that one. Islamabad in Pakistan, I know Karachi is gigantic. So I would really like to go with that. That's where, I mean, it's one of these like crazy big, how can you fit that many people in one space cities?
So then we have Marrakesh, Cape Town, and Karachi. Zurich or Geneva? We could flip a coin if you want. When I think about Geneva, I think about Lake Geneva, and I don't know if I see in my mind's eye like a modern city there, like skyscrapers and stuff. I know Zurich is a modern city.
So I think if the answer is Zurich and we answer Geneva, we will be madder at ourselves than if we answer the other way around. Wait, I think I said that wrong. We should go with our first instinct, which was Zurich.
Zurich.
Let's do it. Let's go with Zurich. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Then we'll say Zurich, Marrakesh, Cape Town, and Karachi.
Yeah. All right. Let's lock in with that.
We did.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So we went Geneva, Marrakesh, Johannesburg, and Karachi.
But yeah, we totally could have got by the capital thing. I didn't even think about that. And that was totally a Will move if he did do that.
All right. So Bern, that is obviously in Switzerland. The largest city is Zurich.
Oh,
yes.
Rabat is in Morocco. Your largest city there is Casablanca. Pretoria is one of the capitals of South Africa, with Cape Town and Bloemfontein being the other two. But the largest city in South Africa is Johannesburg.
Okay. I'm the broken one.
No, we're all wrong. I thought Johannesburg was a capital as well.
No, we weren't.
No, I know. I meant.
Yeah, we knew that. We totally were on top of that too.
Yeah,
definitely never wavered.
Yeah. Nope. There was no dispute at all on their side.
There was never a doubt after you said the capitals thing.
And Islamabad is Pakistan. Your largest city is Karachi. So you both got that one correct.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
YouTube videos of Karachi traffic are amazing to watch and just scary.
Yeah.
There are no rules. There are no rules.
I truly, in my mind, Johannesburg is one of the three capitals.
I thought, yeah.
And
I had it in my mind too, but I also thought it was Cape Town. And then you said, no, you're sure it was Bloemfontein.
I was sure
that is one.
It was. Well,
I know it's one.
Bloemfontein is a capital.
Well, we all know that.
It's the financial capital.
Yeah, Pretoria. Yep.
All right. So after the midpoint, both teams are still tied. Your score is 70-70.
Okay.
Wow. All right, everybody, that's the end of the first half. Before we go forward, I want to let you know that today's show is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp asked me to talk about something that I really need to get off my chest today. And I got to tell you, I'll tell you that Sarah and I are moving soon. We're moving in together, and we've been together for a while. And both of us have stress around being together full time, being in the house together. We're both very excited about being in the house together, but you never know what kind of stuff is going to crop up. And is this person going to be okay with this, or how will they react to that? We all carry around different stressors, It doesn't have to be a big thing like moving. It can be something as simple as having to drive to work every day in bad traffic, or worrying about whether or not your kid is doing well in school. But when we have these stressors and we keep them bottled up, when we don't share them, it can affect us negatively. Sarah and I did some counseling recently, and it was really helpful to open up and to talk about these things. BetterHelp is a place where you can have that experience. You can get connected to your own counselor, to your own therapist, and start to unpack, start to let some of these things out, uncork that bottle, get rid of the buildup, and find yourself in a healthier mental space throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout your month. I've used BetterHelp. I find it to be a tremendous service. I think that it's really worth giving a try. And it's all online, so you don't have to go in the office. You don't have to be face-to-face if you don't want to. You just fill out a brief questionnaire, you get matched up with a licensed therapist, and you'll be doing it in no time. You can get this stuff off your chest right now with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/TWA to get 10% off of your first month. I encourage you to do it. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TWA. All right, let's get on with the second half of today's game.
All right, so round 4, the entire round comes to us from Brian Harris.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Brian.
Aw. Hey.
And your first category in the round is in games. How many balls are used in a typical game of skee ball?
All right, we'll lock in.
Patrick and Kent.
I had no idea this was like universal from machine. I don't think I've ever had the same amount of balls in a skee ball machine.
That's the problem, is that they're all depends on whether the machine is broken. I mean, because they're all seemingly broken at any arcade I've been to, so I don't really know what it's supposed to be. I'm trying to think.
Can we math it at all? We would have to know more information. Do you know the max score? So
max score? No, because I've never gotten anywhere close to that, because that implies you're good at the game. I can consistently hit the 40s, and then that's.
So what's the largest hole? Is 1,000?
I mean, it also depends. Yeah, those are 100 on the ones I play. 100 in the corner, 50 if you hit the top.
Oh no!
And then, so I mean, I guess it could be 10 balls. I don't think it is. I mean, 10 would be a nice even number.
So it's somewhere in that range.
It's between 7 and 10. I think it's between. Let's go between 8 and 10.
I think it could be as high as like a 12.
I don't think so. No, it's definitely not. It's not over 10. Not over 10.
Okay.
So I think it's more than 7. 8.
Have you considered 250?
That's a lot of balls.
People say that about you.
You considered? What do you think? 8, 9, or 10?
Does 10 seem too easy of an answer?
Potentially, I don't know. I don't think there is.
Is that overthinking?
I think that's overthinking it.
I think either way, we're guessing
right
based on feel.
I'm trying.
So for me, I feel like, but as it turns out, the Canadian skee ball machines sound different, because there's definitely I could score 1,000 in one throw here. So
okay, well, yeah. So there's
Probably because our dollar is so weak.
What about the metric machines? Oh my God.
Hey, metric system rules. You guys should consider it.
I would lean towards 8. I think. I don't think it's a full 10. I don't think so.
Yeah, I feel like we're guessing either way, and it's somewhere in that range. So just based on the feel of it. It would feel weird to put 9 in, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that just seems odd, an odd number. Well, yeah, it is an odd number.
So
I would just say 8.
Okay, yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
It's a guess either way.
Yeah, lock in 8.
Jonathan and Rachel?
Well?
Similar conversation with less words.
Yeah, a lot less. Yeah, we also said 8.
Okay.
We're like, think it's 8, might be 10. 10 seems like too much. Okay, let's say 8. That's kind of how we did it. You know us, we're so notoriously stoic, Jonathan and I. And then I mentioned how I'm going to a birthday party next weekend at Dave and Buster's. And if only this were after that, then I could pay more attention because I'll probably be playing some skee ball then. But let's see. So, yeah.
Indeed. In a typical game of skee ball, you are rolling 9 times. That was 9.
Dang it. That's odd.
Wow.
Fitting that Ravenclaw would get points on, a number related question. So I'll take them.
Ravenclaw's doing pretty well this game.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay. Your second question in the round is in movies.
Okay.
So I'm looking for 2 movies here. Okay. Here's the question. Julius and Vincent are the names of 2 main characters from a 1988 comedy. Those names are nearly identical to the names of 2 main characters from what 1994 movie? So 2 movies.
2 movies.
Yes. Will you paste that, please?
I will.
Thank you.
It's written slightly differently than the way I said it. So let me put the clarification in the chat for you.
Ooh, I
think you might be right. Yeah, I was thinking of something.
I don't hate it.
I'm just trying to think of the name of the other movie I was thinking of just so we can discount it. But I like it. Let's do it.
All right, let's lock in.
Okay. Patrick and Kent. And yeah, John, you just rewrite your answers so I'm clear.
Yeah, so 94 is definitely Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, I mean,
that's obvious.
That's definitely at 1988, though. That's where it's a little dicier, but I want to say Julius and Vinny, not Vincent, Julius and Vincent, I think is twins. I think that's their names in Twins, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's what that is. That fits the year.
Yeah, I've seen it once and it was 20, 30 years ago, probably.
I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
Yeah, if you're confident in that, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't have much on the 88 one, unfortunately.
So, yeah, we'll lock in with Twins and then with, Pulp Fiction.
All right, Jonathan and Rachel.
Well, before I could even type anything, Jonathan had already written out Pulp Fiction. I was like, well, yes, that's for sure. And we all remember that. And then I was thinking about, there was that movie about Vincent van Gogh, was based on a novel, and I was trying to remember what his brother's name was. But before I could think of it, Jonathan here said, oh, Twins. And I said, oh, yeah, that sounds correct to me for sure.
For me, it was 1988 was the thing. Like 1988 comedies. I don't know. What's a 1988 comedy? And literally the first one and only one that came into my mind was Twins for some reason. It's like, I feel like Julius is the big Arnold Schwarzenegger character, and Vincent, Vincent, gotta be what's his name? God, I forgot his name.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah. So yeah, we said Twins and Pulp Fiction.
Great job, both teams. It is Twins and Pulp Fiction.
Wow.
Nice.
Good job on Twins.
Yeah.
Okay. Your last question in this round is in TV.
Televisiones.
Full House was based around the family we all know and love as the Tanners. But in the 80s, there was another popular sitcom based on another out-of-this-world Tanner family. What is the name of this show?
You're right. Happy Days. Also incorrect.
Okay, we're
locked in.
Yeah, definitely incorrect, and we're locked in.
All right, Jonathan and Rachel.
The only reason that I'm not like all over the answer of Alf, Rachel, which I think is what we're going to end up going with.
Yeah.
The only reason is the wording of the question is out of this world family.
And there's only one.
The family was very down to earth. He's the one who's out of this world, but I think that's semantics.
Yeah, it's the only alien-based sitcom from the 80s I can name. I was trying to think of, we were talking about Small Wonder, which were nope, that's robots. And I said, and Jonathan's laughing at me because I said, well, Harry and the Hendersons is wrong for at least 2 reasons. But
what I hear in my head when I think about Alf liked to eat cats.
Yes.
And the dad's name was Willie. He'd always be like, Willie! Willie! Like I hear that in his voice in my head, and it might be Willie Tanner. It could be Willie Tanner. I don't hate it.
It sounds just fine. I mean, yeah, Alf was a thing. Also, I really liked your Alf impression, Jonathan. That was good. You should make that a regular feature. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's.
I think we say Alf.
Yeah.
From Melmac.
Alf.
All right. Patrick and Kent.
Yeah, so we said, Alien is definitely what we think is the end. Third Rock's too late. Someone mentioned Coneheads. I think it was an SNL skit and then a movie, but it's not a show on its own. But then we decided Alf is definitely an alien and definitely 80s.
And I was like, I feel like in my head I've heard this before, where the family is Tanner. Like that was in there somewhere. Maybe it was vague enough that I was like, yeah, it's Alf.
Yeah, so we went Alf.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it was interesting reading the text because I guess Aliens was just really popular at a particular point in time because all of you, between you, successfully named pretty much every TV show that has an alien in it. What was mentioned in chat but not said on the recording was Mork and Mindy. That was also something that was considered.
Yeah, we talked about that. And we're like, nah, too early.
Nah.
And there's no Mork Tanner.
Right.
Yeah.
Indeed. So correct answer is Alf. Great job, both teams.
Yay.
Yeah, good job.
At the end of the fourth round, both teams are still tied. It is 90 to 90. Round 5, question 1 comes to us from Matthew Charles.
Thank you, Matthew.
Category is music.
Music.
What country folk singer recorded a 1992 album titled The IRS Tapes Who'll Buy My Memories to help pay back taxes to the U.S. government?
I'm with you, Rachel. We can lock in.
Locked in.
Patrick and Kent.
Who'll buy my memories? Oh gosh. Okay. Who was in a ton of debt? I feel like I know this in there somewhere.
Yeah, 1992 is
A little early.
Again, I guess we were both still 5.
We were 5. Yeah, I remember I remember vaguely. Someone owed a lot of money to the IRS.
Country folk makes me think Willie Nelson.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. I can't remember if this is Willie Nelson or Johnny Cash.
I don't know. Willie Nelson's kind of like funny like that, isn't he? Like,
yeah,
he would maybe do something.
Yeah, I also want to say Johnny Cash. Maybe.
Was Johnny Cash country folk?
I would say so, but
okay. I don't know. I wouldn't. Yeah, if I was gonna just pick one, I would probably like that. Hits me as kind of Willie Nelson-y, but
okay,
no confidence there whatsoever.
Okay, sure. Let's go Willie.
Okay, locked in.
All right, Rachel, you were right on this. I was right there with you.
So yeah, before he finished asking the question, I typed out Willie Nelson. So same answer, but with a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
I remember at the time there was a lot of jokes around this on TV, like on The Simpsons and stuff. I remember one about like, oh, there's Willie Nelson living in a box under the bridge, that kind of thing. It was a little bit rude, but come on, Willie, you just gotta pay your taxes too.
All right, so everybody says Willie Nelson.
Correct answer is indeed Willie Nelson.
There we go.
Whew, nice.
Yikes.
All the wrong reasons. It does not matter.
No one's above the law, at least not the IRS.
Well.
Round 5, question 2. Your category is holidays.
Holiday.
65 countries around the world celebrate what holiday occurring on different days throughout every month of the year?
Yeah, we're on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's lock in.
Hold on before y'all talk.
Oh, sorry. I guess we're not locked in. I don't think that's the kind of detail. Oh, I guess it is. Okay.
All right.
We're locked in.
All right, Patrick and Kent, go ahead.
So I'm trying to figure out kind of trying to parse out the wording of the question. So 65 countries around the world celebrate the holiday occurring on different days. So there's one of these holidays in every month.
Yeah, basically. Perhaps this is a New Year's, thing. What if there is just really 65 different New Year's? Or 65 countries around the world celebrate what holiday? So that's pretty limited.
That seems, so New Year's to me seems off because it's not going to be every month.
Yeah.
It's not going to be, obviously Thanksgiving's really North American. That's not going to be it. So my initial thought on this would be some form of Labor Day.
Oh, that's reasonable.
Because, so Canadian Labor Day is in September. I don't know what's U.S.
Same.
Okay, so
that doesn't help.
But it would be reasonable, to think that this is celebrating, some kind of employment reform.
Yeah.
And that would potentially that has happened in a lot of countries, and it would likely be at different times. So, U.S. and Canada likely happened around the same time because we're linked like that. But
let's just go Labor Day.
Yeah.
Lock in Labor Day.
All right. So then Rachel and I were both very quick to say Independence Day. We figured that different countries became independent all throughout different times throughout history. And then Ben wanted a little bit more clarification, so Rachel added independence from Britain. So that was our final answer.
Yep, that was painful to hear y'all guess because you literally thought about every holiday in the calendar except July 4th. If you had just gone a little farther. Yeah, correct answer is independence from Britain. Great job to Jonathan.
Britain, they tried to own too much, man.
Rachel, I think we got a lead.
No.
All right, so your last question in this round comes to us from Johan Chaco.
Right.
Thank you, Johan.
That's a fantastic name. Oh my God, what a great name. Your category is science.
Science.
If you suffer from hexacosioi, hexaconta, hexaphobia, what are you afraid of?
Ben, just for my understanding with the spacing in the word, is this intended to be 3 different
Ignore the spacing.
Words?
It's supposed to be a single word, so ignore the spacing.
One big long word.
Yes.
Hexacosia, hexaconta, hexaphobia, oops-a-daisy.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Just like, well, I don't want to give you an example, as that might be too on the nose, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We can lock in.
Okay. Jonathan and Rachel.
All right.
So a hexagon has 6 sides?
All right. So I'm saying I think it's fear of the number 666, and I think the first hexacosioi could be 600, hexacontia could be 610s, hexa is just 6 on its own, and that could be, and maybe because of that, it could be, I mean, there's a reason that hex is in there 3 times.
I like that.
Okay.
I wouldn't have thought of it, but I like it.
All right. So I think, can we lock in with that?
Let's do it.
All right. Lock in with the number 666.
Okay. Patrick and Kent.
That's, I just saw 6 3 times in there. Hexa. And I didn't really think much more beyond that. So just said 666 because it's there.
Correct answer is the number 666. Great job.
Woohoo!
Really good job. Really good.
Hexa. It sounds like a sorority I would never join.
The most evil sorority on campus.
Actually, I'm rethinking that. That might be the sorority I would have to join.
After the 5th round, Jonathan and Rachel have opened up a slight lead. It is now 120 to 110.
We got a lead.
All right. Your penultimate round, if we count Gauntlet as a round, starts with round 6, round Hexa. Your first question comes to us from David
Thank you, David.
David Abalafia.
Thank you, David. Blah, 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 Blabba Mafia.
There you go. The category is literature.
Literature. From Mr. Literature himself.
Indeed. The 1984 novel Neuromancer by William Gibson is considered the seminal work in what literary subgenre, which draws influence from early hacker culture and is represented in works like Judge Dredd, Blade Runner, and The Matrix. And yes, I will copy it.
Paste that, please.
I'm looking for a literary subgenre.
Okay, we're locked in.
Okay. Jonathan and Rachel, talk it out.
All right.
So they do have to do with computers in mind.
Yes.
But do they, like, Blade Runner is replicants, not minds.
But like they have to do that test. Like, do you know if you're a replicant yourself? You know, like there's a lot of psycho computer stuff in there.
Ooh, I like psycho as a potential prefix.
Like the Matrix it's also not knowing if you're inside the system or out, right?
But Judge Dredd is just like a police state situation, isn't it?
That's what I thought, but I haven't seen it. So
I haven't seen it either. All I know is they wear these helmets that cover their eyes. I don't know anything about neuromancer except neuro means brain.
Yeah.
Mancer?
So
like
romance,
like a type of person, right?
I think it has to do with like like neuromance and romance and necromance, and I feel like that all has to do with like.
I don't know the name of a genre to go with any of this, though.
And so we know it's computers because of hacker. Like,
right?
They ain't talking about hacking.
Why don't we
wood.
say techno thriller? What do you think about that? Techno thriller?
I mean, it can't be the first techno thriller, right? But okay, we can go with it.
Okay, we'll try techno thriller.
Patrick and Kent.
So the reason I have this associated, I think, is just I remember reading about William Gibson's Neuromancer as being the first of this type, and then also there is a notorious, infamous video game that was released a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, something like that. Blank 2077. It really did not roll out well. Let's just say that Cyberpunk 2077 did not do very well because of all the glitches.
And I had I just recently read something that said The Matrix is a cyberpunk movie as well, and
it doesn't feel like cyberpunk.
And I disagreed with it, but I agreed with your answer, cyberpunk, because I guess because I had read that article, but I still don't think it's really all that cyberpunky. But
yeah.
But I agree.
Yeah.
So the premise of the subgenre deals with any type of literature that is both futuristic and dystopian. That is the literary definition of cyberpunk. So that's the answer we're looking for.
Well,
is that so? Like Mad Max is cyberpunk, but like I Am Legend is futuristic and dystopian.
It could be.
But yeah, I would say both of those will probably glide the line because Mad Max is not, it's set in the future, but it's not, I would not say it was necessarily futuristic. It's more just pure dystopian, right?
Yeah, you're right. Like Planet of the Apes is the future, but it's not futuristic. So that is that it has to be futuristic, and that's where the cyber comes from. I'm with you. I got it.
Okay. All
right. So your second question around comes to us from Jackie LaFave.
Thank you, Jackie.
Category is mononymous.
Mononymous.
Here's your question. This American animated television series was produced by Hanna-Barbera and aired original episodes on ABC from September 11th to December 18th, 1976. Reruns continued until September 1978. Its main character is the drummer for the Neptunes, a rock group made up of him and 4 teenagers who live in an underwater civilization in the year 2076.
I feel very confident, Rachel.
I do as well.
Yeah, let's do it. I trust you.
All right, we're going to lock in.
It's all you. I have no
clue. Yeah, okay. So I guess since you locked in, we're talking it out. But really, I only have one answer. The Neptunes, drummer for the Neptunes. I mean, I think this is Jabberjaw. I don't really have much else other than I think it's a shark that plays drums, I think. So therefore, Jabberjaw. Well, lock in with Jabberjaw.
I remember a bit of the song. I believe it goes, jabber, 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 jaw. He's the greatest shark you ever saw. Jabber jaw.
That's awesome.
I think that it goes like that. And yes, underwater. I wish he hadn't given underwater because I was there with just a drummer for the Neptune.
Yeah.
We're
and then underwater helped because,
Yeah, I wish he hadn't said underwater.
I don't think he was a land shark.
Man.
Indeed, the correct answer is Jabberjaw. So great job, both teams.
All right.
The last category in this round is the showdown. Right now, for those of you unfamiliar with this category, I have a question that has multiple correct answers. Each team has 3 minutes to compile a list of as many correct answers as they can. The longest list will earn 10 points. If there's a tie, both teams get the points, but any incorrect answer will be disqualified from that list. And we have a tie, which is unusual.
Well, it means that the whole list will be disqualified, right?
Correct. So if your list contains an incorrect answer, your list will be disqualified.
Got it.
Normally, the team that's trailing gets to choose between 2 categories, but because we have a tie, I don't have a way to resolve this.
I mean, Kent, do you want to allow your lady to go first?
Why would I do that?
I swear there was something in the vows about rooting for your partner, even when you're on different trivia teams.
Oh, surprisingly, that was also in her vows.
How about age before beauty?
Oh, we could do that.
Well, hey, I got the highest age, so I guess I get to pick. No, I don't care.
We could rock, paper, scissors it.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right, who's
Where's
shooting?
this
All right, just one time.
No, I want you to do it.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, shoot. All right, you got me.
Paper covers rock. Okay.
Kent picks.
So Kent and Patrick, you can choose between game shows or board games.
I mean, that's a horrible choice.
Hey,
Like,
I'm worried if we pick game shows, it's going to skew old. Like it's going to skew 70s again.
I think either of them are going to skew old is my worry, but we can, let's just try board games.
So I think board games.
Yeah. Let's just try.
I have some basic knowledge there. It could, so with game shows, it could be like 0% that I know, or it could be a lot. But board games, like I feel like at least I'm going to know some of it.
I would agree with that. I'm not going to be useful with game shows, probably.
Okay.
So,
board games.
Here is your showdown question in board games. I have a list of the 8 non-property spaces on a standard Monopoly board. So these are 8 spaces that you can't purchase. All right. Everybody understand?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You got 3 minutes to compile your list and your time starts meow.
No, that's not true, Rachel.
Oh, right. I forgot.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, I think that's it then. Yeah, I think we're locked in.
Me too.
Okay. Yeah, they are definitely locked in. Kent and Patrick, you got about a minute and a half.
Do you think there's a distinction between jail and just visiting? Are those
just visiting?
Because there's a space on there. Is there just visiting? Is that a separate space from jail?
I don't know. I think I don't know whether that counts. Yeah, I don't know. That's a potential.
So are we thinking they got all 8?
I presume
by the
so.
way? Yeah. Okay.
I'd honestly presume so.
So our choice is either lock in one that we know or we have to get 8, right?
I would guess so, and I can't think of what else.
Even with just visiting, that still only puts us to 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in order, so at the beginning you have go, then you have jail, possibly just waiting. There's free parking. There's the go to jail. I think that's all the corners. And then there's chance and community chest. That puts us to 7. I don't.
All right. You got to finalize your answer. We're out of time.
Should we just do the 6 that we know?
Yeah, let's go 6 that we know for sure.
Yeah.
So we're going go, jail, go to jail, free parking, community chest, and chance.
All right. So that is 6 answers. All right. Jonathan and Rachel.
Yeah, so I played a lot of Monopoly as a kid. And we listed off income tax, chance, community chest, jail, free parking, go to jail, go, and luxury tax.
The taxes.
The taxes.
Yeah.
They always get you.
Yeah.
Luxury tax is between Boardwalk and Park Place. Income tax is between Mediterranean and Baltic, I think.
Oh, now you're just showing off.
Wow.
Patrick and Kent submitted a list of 6 answers that were all correct. Jonathan and Rachel submitted a list of 8 answers that were all correct. So Jonathan and Rachel get the 10 points.
No.
Love that for us.
Yeah. All right.
Jonathan and Rachel lead 140 to 130. 130. Apparently, my mouth isn't working properly today.
Did you change your shirt?
130 is fantastic.
No, he's been wearing that hunting color since we started.
Oh, I thought you changed your shirt even.
Oh no,
no, he's been bright all day.
Yeah, I had to dump out that fly from the mimosa and it spilled on my shirt. All right, so we need each team to come up with wagers for your gauntlet category, which is movie colors.
I agree.
It's 140 to 130. Ben?
140 to 130.
All right. Our wager is locked in.
Our wager is locked in.
Here is your first question in your gauntlet category, movie colors. What is the call sign of Luke Skywalker's X-Wing fighter?
Oh, I'm very confident. We can lock in.
Okay.
Of course, I was confident about Cape Town, too, so just screw me.
Locked in.
Second question. In Furious 7, what color is the Toyota Supra that Brian O'Connor drives in the final scene?
Yeah, but I'm just asking to see if you visually have seen that video. Okay, then I would stick with first thing I was saying.
Sure. You want to lock it? Because I really don't know anything better.
Yep.
Oh, all right.
Oh, man.
I think I'm fine with that. It's between the two. Yeah, we're locked in.
Here's your final question in movie colors. In Forrest Gump, what is Bubba's full birth name? I'll need first, middle, and last.
I feel pretty sure about that. Do you want to lock it in?
Yeah.
Okay, we're locked in.
Okay. Patrick and Kent.
First, middle, and last. Wow.
If we lose on a Forrest Gump question, like I will, I don't know, like this, I don't know what I'll do. I virtually memorized the script of this movie. Okay, we're locked in.
I'm going to read the questions back and you will reveal your answers. And then at the end, I will confirm all the answers at the end. So, what is the call sign of Luke Skywalker's X-Wing fighter? Let's start with Patrick and Kent.
Okay. So, I immediately wrote down Red 5 and then just was like, is that a food additive or is that Luke Skywalker? So, that's where that went. I'm pretty sure it's Red 5.
Yeah.
All right. Jonathan and Rachel?
Red 5 standing by. Yeah, no, you hear him check out all of their red leader standing by, red 1 standing by, and you see Luke say red 5 standing by.
Nice.
That's what it is.
Nice.
Standing by, not signing in. Yeah.
In Furious 7, what color is the Toyota Supra that Brian O'Connor drives at the final scene? Jonathan and Rachel, what did you say?
Ultimately, we said white because Jonathan said it's like Paul Walker going off to heaven.
That's what it. Yeah.
But
I feel like there's a metaphor there. They might have even changed the car color in post or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
is he
right.
Am I right? Is he normally yellow though, or am I making that part up?
It could be yellow.
Apologies to Kit Sikelski. I've seen none of them.
Yeah. Neither one of us has seen a single one of these movies.
Yeah.
I don't have a connection to him driving yellow like regularly. I feel like it changes up over the course of the movies, but yeah, I think white makes sense, and I think that this is in the music video too, isn't it?
What was the music?
I brought that up too.
Was it See You Again? Did it See You Again?
Yeah.
It said Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah,
I'm like, well,
yeah. Liz Khalifa. What was the mispronunciation? Liz Khalifa, I think.
Anyway, we said white.
Okay.
All right. And in Forrest Gump, what is Bubba's full real name? I want first, middle, and last. So Kent and Patrick, what did you say?
We said Benjamin Buford Blue.
All right. Jonathan and Rachel.
I'm really worried about the name Buford, but I feel very confident that Benjamin's the middle name. We said Beauregard Benjamin Blue.
Oh.
I'm worried about
Beauregard.
Blue, though.
It's definitely
okay.
Yeah, it's definitely
Buford is. I feel like is in there unless that's his brother. Because didn't he have a brother?
We're about
I don't
to find
remember.
out.
We'll find out.
Yep.
All right.
All right, Ben.
So here's your answers. Luke Skywalker's call sign was indeed Red 5. In Furious 7, they filmed the cars from above to make it look like they were driving upward. And Paul Walker had died right before this movie released, and so he was driving a white Supra up to heaven. And in Forrest Gump,
they made it a metaphor. Yes,
he was wearing all white, like a white linen suit.
Oh my gosh!
And then in Forrest Gump, Bubba's name, as you read it on his epitaph, on the thing that they put on top of things, his headstone. His headstone reads Benjamin Buford Blue.
Yes!
No!
Yes!
Whoa! Nature boy. Sorry.
In order. Oh God! It could have been anything else.
It could have been. That's so good, Patrick. Good job.
Yeah, you giving me a Forrest Gump question. I mean, for the last question, I mean that couldn't be more perfect. This is legit my favorite movie, and I could probably recite most of it start to finish. For you.
Oh my God!
Wow!
You should do a warm it up, Chris, of all Bubba Gump shrimp recipes.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you knew the Benjamin. I was stuck on Buford.
Oh God, it's all about the Benjamins.
I'm trying to figure out how to make this suspenseful in terms of revealing the wagers.
It's going to be really hard. They were only down by 10 points, and they got it right, and we got it wrong.
Let's start with Kent and Patrick. So you started with 130 points. What did you wager?
All of it.
YOLO.
All of it. We pushed.
they went all in with 130. So they finished with a score of 260. All right. So Jonathan and Rachel, you started with 140. What did you wager?
We went for the lockout.
121.
Yeah.
With the final score of 260 to 19, Patrick and Kent are your winners.
Wow.
Good job, Patrick.
Oh boy. I think
all right.
Thank you for carrying me till Buford.
Oh my gosh.
You carried me the whole way, and then
he took us home. He took us home.
When there was only one set of footprints, that was Patrick carrying you, Ken.
Yes. we did walk in single file to conceal our numbers. Yes.
All right, guys. Well, that's an awesome finish. Congratulations.
Yep.
Well deserved. Well done.
Whew, that was fun.
Huge, huge, huge. Before we go, we like to give everybody a chance to do shout outs and promote causes that they care about. Kent and Buxton, you're our winners, so we're going to start with you guys. Kent and Buxton, Jesus. Kent and Patrick.
That's a me.
We're going to start with you. Patrick, you're up first.
Okay, so I'll shout out to my wife, Kayla. She has recently gone through cervical cancer and recovered. And so I'm going to shout out, we learned something wild during that process that I didn't know, that 95% of all cervical cancer is actually caused by HPV.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know that. I thought it's wild. So I guess my shout out is, to educate yourself on that and vaccinate your kids for HPV prior to them becoming sexually active, because there's just no need for all of these women to be getting the cervical cancer. But boys as well, because if you don't know, they're carriers, and it's actually now showing that this is leading to tons of other cancers, particularly in the head and neck. Yeah, so if you don't know if you're a carrier of HPV, I would recommend finding that out, because cancers, if you catch it earlier, it's always better. Yeah, definitely vaccinate against HPV before your kids become sexually active. That's my shout out, because it hits close to home for us.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me here, you guys. I'm absolutely shocked that I was allowed on your wonderful show.
You did fantastic. You were now part of our wonderful show.
You were fun.
All right, Kent, over to you.
It's definitely okay to get the vaccine up until, I think they've extended the duration. You can get it up until your 40s. So if you think that you're too old to get the vaccine, you're probably not. You might not be. So check it out with your primary care. And then, I guess shout out to my wife.
Hey, that's me.
And it's been a great week so far.
Yeah.
And
we're killing it.
Yeah, we're doing great in our first week. So
yeah.
And thank you for everyone that that was there. Shout out to Addie for making it all the way from Scotland. So
yeah.
He spent a good amount of time hanging out in St. Louis, of all places. So
it was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
it was great.
Very cool. Thank you, Kent. All right, Rachel, over to you.
Well, I do love my husband of 1 week, and I should shout him out, I guess. I'm actually going to shout out the March of Dimes. I was actually supposed to be downtown going on a march for March of Dimes today, and I had to back out to, tape this podcast. But I had already made my donations. But everybody, it's a really wonderful, effective organization, saving the babies, helping moms. It does a lot of really good work and funds a lot of research that affects probably people you know. So March of Dimes, good org.
100% agree. Outstanding. All right, y'all. That is going to wrap us up. So for Rachel, for Patrick, for Kent, and for Ben, my name is Jonathan. This has been episode number 478 of Trivial Warfare, where it's not just trivia, it's war. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Trivial Warfare. Be sure to check out the revamped TrivialWarfare.com as your one-stop shop to submit questions, join the community, and get access to over 150 archived episodes. Warm It Up was written and performed by Matthew Stevens. This episode was edited and produced by me, Joel Sharpton. For help with your podcast, visit ProPodcastingServices.com.
Doing good. Look at you with the fancy microphone. Love to see it.
Yeah, Kit told me, at least $300 on a microphone or I'm not.
The hell she did.
I'm going to need you to do the intro here, Ben. I don't think I can play. With that, I'm just disoriented. I don't know where I am anymore.
All right, players. Yeah. That's all you get from me. You got to pay for the rest.
I already do. You know that.
He's got you there.